that's fantastic, you know, and you still got these nice little lines that you can do. That's bananas. Look at that. Wow. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the world and the internet trying to find art supplies that will either benefit you to make the experience just that much better or to help you become a better artist. It's a great thing to be able to do, to look around at these different materials that keep coming out on an almost seemingly daily basis and be able to review them and give you an honest review from the viewpoint of a teacher and a professional artist. Now, today we are going to be checking out another budget marker. Five Below has released another set of 18 markers, but these are labeled as illustration markers. So I'm extremely excited to find out what the difference is. We have done a couple of videos on the Five Below markers, and they have actually been really good. So for them to have another set, I'm wondering if they are actually any different. Now, as a person who loves markers, there's a very high standard to kind of reach. So you guys voted on it, and all right, here we go. We're going to check out these illustration markers from Five Below. All right, come on, let's go check them out. All right, so as per usual, the packaging for the Five Below is not anything spectacular, right? It's just a plastic box, very cheap plastic, and you got to cut your costs somewhere, and it doesn't really tell you anything about these markers. It just says illustration marker, $5, right? And that's it. So, but there are 18 markers in here, right? Which is great. It's got super tape on it. All right, so there's that. Get that out of the way. And then, the colors are, pretty basic colors. You got your yellow, red, greens, and stuff like that. Not a lot of variety. Like, there is some that you could blend in the reds, and maybe even in the blues you might be able to blend something, but for the rest of them, it's just a one-time shot. Maybe the yellow, these two. So one of the biggest issues with these Five Below markers is the fact that there's not a lot of variety in them, and so that's something that you have to be aware of. But 18 markers, and if these are cool, you can just add these to your repertoire already, and then go, all right, well, I need this ice blue was really cool. So it's actually it's a great deal. If these markers are any good, then these are going to be great. All right, so in your hand, the plastic, once again, it feels like plastic, so you can tell that it's a lower grade plastic. Once again, it's $5, but it's a nice size marker. It fits in your hand. It is a cube shape, so it's not really going to roll anywhere. I stand corrected. The idea, I guess if you roll it, it's going to roll, right? But it does have flat edges so that it should stop rolling. But it does feel nice. The edges are round, so it's not a very pointy situation in your hand. That chisel looks fantastic, actually. Oh, did you hear that snap? It's got a nice snap to it. The bullet also looks really good. So, but listen, that's a serious snap for, some budget markers, and that's not going anywhere. Now let's see if it goes onto the back. Fits onto the back. You don't have to worry about your caps disappearing, right? Rolling around and stuff like that. They fit great. Oh, man, the design on this one is so simple and yet so user-friendly. Like, this is fantastic already. The only problem that I see so far is that, it just feels kind of plasticky, but that's definitely something you can get over really fast. All right, so let's go ahead and try this red marker. Start off with a bullet. What color is this? Coral pink. Okay. All right. It doesn't I mean, you can get a little variation, but the problem that I'm seeing is that first hit, right there, it releases a ton of ink, right? So if you're trying to make these nice lines with your work, just know that at the very beginning it releases a lot of ink, which is also a good thing, if you're coming in and you're trying to blend. Oh, look at that. I mean, because it releases so much ink, it just, look at that, just a nice even blend. If you're not trying to do calligraphy with these, that's a great feature, right? It just releases so much ink, and that, wow. The coverage from this marker is insane, because you just go over it and then bam, a second line. If you go over your line twice, it's pretty much super saturated. That's crazy. That's fantastic, and you still got these nice little lines that you can do. That's bananas. Look at that. Wow. Look at how fast you can just cover a huge area. Wow. Okay. Nice coverage, no beading. Okay. The illustration markers. Let's see what the red, and see how much different. Oh, look at that. They're super vibrant. Gee, man, look at the coverage on. Wow. I still can't get over how much it just covers so quickly, so fast. Wow. That's great. Let's try this yellow. And the stick on that, like the snap. All right, so we're getting some ink flow issues, but that's quite all right, Oh, okay, we gotta watch out because of all the ink. It is, so I've got, but the yellow is a strong, it's one of those darker yellows, so it's not super bright. Wait, this one is marigold, so that's why. But what I'm realizing is that you have to watch out with the nib, because it does release a lot of ink at the very front and back, so you got to watch that. But look at that. Just, the coverage is insane. To be able to put that much ink out on a budget marker. Look at that. That is crazy. Yes, you'll probably burn through the markers a lot faster, because it's letting out so much ink, but man, look at that. And it's each one. It's not that was a one-time deal. It was in the reds. It's not going to be the same anywhere else. All right, these markers, they're just designed to let out. Look at that, just super coverage. And the colors are nice and vibrant. Look at those colors. All right, these are great. And yes, you can still come in, right, and get little lines, right? You can do that and, scribble out your name. But you can definitely tell, like, every time you put the bullet down, it beads at the top, right? So that's something you have to be aware of. But if you're doing, if you're trying to come in and you're just like, I'm going to fill in this area, right? Then you're going to work in some type of line art, and so you wouldn't have to worry about that. Let's see what this color, right? And the broad tip, that coverage is killing me. That is so wild. It's so good. Right? And just look at that. That's just crazy. I'm gonna try a darker color. Let's see. It's just nice, super vibrant colors. The coverage is amazing. These are great. Oh, I wonder about this black. This might be a game changer, this black. Ah. Coverage. Look at that. Man, this pack's almost worth it just for the black. Alright, let's try the marker test. Alright, gotta do that. Okay. We got a Micron. This is Staedtler. May have added an extra pen. This is Touch. This is Faber-Castell. Right? Mostly for all the ink people. This is a Copic. And this is our beloved Identity pen. Alright, so as usual, we're going to try a couple of the lighter colors because, you know, those are the ones that generally bleed, right? So, and with this being so super, you know, being able to be super saturated. Whoops. This one, the flesh color is generally always an issue for markers. Alright. Give that a second and see what happens. Alright, so there's the yellow, I mean, there's a little bit of pull from the Staedtler and the Micron. A little bit, I mean, it seems like the yellow is pulling up some of the colors a lot. Copic seems to be the worst that it's pulling up. Identity pen is also quickly behind them with being pulled up a lot. But Faber-Castell, Touch, Staedtler, and the Micron seem to be doing fairly well. I mean, there's not a lot pulling there. They all did pretty well in the blue, except for Copic and the Identity pen. And then in the flesh color, Staedtler pulled up, Faber-Castell pulled up, Copic just smeared all over the place, and so did Identity pen. So with these pens, it seems as though the best one to use would be the Touch fine liner, at least with these, quickly followed by a Micron pen or Faber-Castell. But Touch was the number one for that. So so there's that. So, oh, I want to try, one last thing. Let's see, what should we do? We're going to try, I don't necessarily know if they're going to work, but we're going to try this real quick. 14, 16, it's like, wait, 14, 16, and 17. What color is this? That is definitely the A. That's very vibrant pink, but A. So we're going to do, that is an orange. Snap is insane too. All right, I didn't do pretty much anything, right? Didn't really go over anything at all. And while yes, you can see the divisions, right? It's a pretty smooth transition. So then if you went back over with an orange, right, just took another color to try and just go over it, I wonder if it'll blend out. Oh, look at that. You guys see that? Look at that transition, right? And then you can just pull that lighter color. What was it, 14? Yeah, you just pull that lighter color out, right? And then that'll dry, and then there's just like as that's drying, that transition is, I mean, and it took like no time, right? But that transition is actually pretty nice. So, I mean, yeah, look, there you go. All right, so we just got done reviewing the Five Below illustration markers, and man, these things are great. Yeah, it had a little bit of an issue with the beading with the bullet, but I have to be honest though, you know, I'm thinking about the illustrations that I do, and when I'm using detailed work like that, I start by where my outline is, where my black line art is, and so it beading there, it's like, okay, because I'm gonna go over it to make it a solid color. Man, I mean, and the coverage with this was insane. The fact that it was able to, within 2 strokes, just completely lie flat, be a complete coverage, no beading. These are some really, really good markers, especially for the price, $5. You go to Michael's right now and you try and pick up a Prismacolor marker, and it's $5-6 right off the bat, and that's a 1. So the fact that you can get a variety like this, you know, it is only 18 markers, but it's $5, and there are some base colors: blue, green, red, yellow. You know, even the black is in there too, which has fantastic coverage. So, I mean, this is by all means 100% worth it. Go pick these up, add these to your repertoire. They seem fantastic. The blending is nice and simple. It dries great. These markers are absolutely fantastic. They don't bleed all over the place. There's a multitude of pens that you can use that will work with it. So if you go over the line, it's not smearing everywhere. So go pick these up. These are fantastic. Well, thank you so very much for watching this episode. I hope that you learned something or found it entertaining, that you were able to get this kind of information, and it helps you, build your artistic repertoire of supplies and stuff like that. If you have any suggestions on materials that you would like to see reviewed, please drop it in the comments below and I will absolutely add it to the list. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when I put out new content. We have some fantastic stuff coming in May that is new, that is going to help you as an artist get even better than you already are. So, thank you so very much. I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I will see you at the next video.